What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU, and we have some really big news for all of you Defenders fans out there. We're talking about The Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and of course the Defenders show as well. There's been a lot of speculation about these shows and these characters recently as far as how they exactly fit into the MCU, because during the Hawkeye series, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it and managed to avoid this spoiler, Kingpin appeared. And it was Vincent D'Onofrio, the same exact Kingpin that we saw in the Netflix Daredevil series. Now, D'Onofrio even came out and said that yes, it is the same exact Kingpin that appeared in the Daredevil series, although some still question on whether or not that's true, but he is going to be appearing in the Echo Disney Plus series that is going to be coming up later on, so hopefully that'll provide more clarity. However, big news today concerning everybody else. Fans will be happy to know that all of these other Netflix Marvel shows will be coming to Disney Plus and or Hulu next month. It was announced not too long ago that all of these shows were going to be taken off of Netflix, and fans were pretty disappointed but also very excited because it seemed like Marvel Studios was actually going to do something with these shows, and now we know what they're doing. They're putting them on Disney Plus. In an announcement from Marvel, it talks about the new shows coming this month, and of course we have Moon Knight that is going to be premiering on March 30th, and then it says new this month, March 16th, and then it lists all of these shows: Daredevil, The Punisher, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and The Defenders. Now, there has been a little bit of a debate on whether or not these are going to actually show up on Disney Plus or on Hulu. Some of these are kind of mature and a little bit more hard-hitting than the other Disney Plus Marvel shows, and typically Marvel and Disney will put their more mature content on Disney Plus. However, according to this statement piece, it does seem like they will be on Disney Plus. We'll have to wait and see on that, but the good news is that all of the rights to these shows has now fallen back to Marvel Studios and Disney. Their deal with Netflix is over. This means, much like we saw in the Hawkeye series, Marvel Studios and Disney are free to use these characters in the actual MCU. And I know a lot of other fans are really wanting some of these characters like the Punisher to show up in the MCU, so this is a really good sign that they're coming to Disney Plus. Now, of course, the big question here is, are they canon to the MCU? Did they take place in the MCU the entire time? Originally, I would have told you no, absolutely not, although it's quite a mystery right now. We saw Matt Murdock in Spider-Man No Way Home, and it looks like he has actually been Daredevil for quite some time. We saw how easily he caught the brick before it hit Peter Parker. He smiles and makes the joke, "I'm a really good lawyer," which really means I'm a really good superhero too. So it looks like he's been Daredevil for quite some time now, and obviously Kingpin has been the Kingpin for quite some time in the MCU as well. So these characters, and more characters that we could see like the Punisher and Luke Cage, have technically all been their character for some time now in their own series, but does that transfer over to the MCU? And if so, what exactly does this mean? Was any part of the MCU or any other characters affected by their stories during their Netflix shows? These are questions that we're going to have to wait to find out, unfortunately, but this is exciting news, knowing the possibility that these other heroes could be appearing in the MCU at some point in time. Kingpin and Daredevil opened up the door, and now these other shows are coming to Disney Plus. These are all really good signs. Now, of course, it could just be a pick and choose situation where Kevin Feige felt that Kingpin was necessary for the Hawkeye series, so they threw him in there. The same thing with Daredevil. He was necessary for Spider-Man No Way Home. There may not be any solid plans to put these characters in other movies or shows, but if the moment fits, it's good to know that they are not against putting them in the MCU. So super exciting news today. All of these shows are going to be coming to Disney Plus and or Hulu March 16th, and hopefully we'll be seeing some of these other characters in some Disney Plus shows or in movies sometime soon in the MCU. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.